Welcome to the Albion TV War Report, your source of live battle coverage featuring the top guilds and alliances of Albion Online. Today is the 7th of September, 2021. I am your host, the Shozen One, and joining me today are Robinhoodrs on the play-by-play and Bogul on the camera. We are currently on a 15-minute delay as we watch Tamashi of Your Mum and the guild Elevate prepare to fight, I believe, PoE and PoE 2 in just a moment.
Yes, that is what we have in front of us right now. We were spectating the 6 Alliance versus SMA in Sandmount Ascent. That action wrapped up just before we were coming live, but SMA claiming victory? Yeah, victory of the Sandmount Ascent Castle. We should expect round number 2 over on those boys because one of the hideouts is on its final shield for the Zulu Alliance. And there's also one under construction, so a little bit of action up there. Not too far away from the action here in Highstone Meadow. And I think that's all we have today. Not many bigger groups out like we've been seeing over the last couple weeks, but still.
Okay.
We're not complaining.
We have a few. We have, you said you have PoE, PoE 2, Your Mum. We saw 6. We saw SMA. That's at least a few, and there have been fights already this afternoon.
Yeah. And I think to touch on here as well, if you if you want to inspect Tamashi real quick there, Bogul, these boys are rocking full 8.3. I would say about 85% of this whole entire Zerg's in 8.3 at the moment, somewhere around there. They are doing it until they lose it. That's what I've been hearing, and it's been 3 days of CTAs so far. Let's see if they can make it 4 and survive today. Take down PoE. That, well, like always, heavily outnumbered. Let's see. The Lord just popped here and Elevate securing the castle, so the doors reset. Elevate now holding control of the castle means that they can pop in and out of the doors here. It looks like they're just going to focus on the frontline tanks for now. So it's going to be a little bit of a lull in the action, a couple bombs over the wall, but nothing too crazy, I don't think, for the time being. I don't know if they're split in 2 for the western side. Let me go double check. They are. Okay. I'll put the name in chat for the second monitor.
Okay. Thank you.
Here we go.
Zispri. Okay.
Actually, take that back. I thought he was the soul side for a moment there. I take that back. Let's go on Ling Wolf instead, as he is in a Grove Keeper. A little bit of a more frontline POV for the audience at home and for us casting.
All right. Well, there is still a bunch of dancing as they're trying to take down these doors over on the eastern side. Lots of just bombs over the doors, nobody getting really hurt, just a little bit of tickle here and there. We have seen a couple of guys on the PoE side hit the ground, but I think it's just 2. So it's been pretty quiet overall as far as death goes.
Yeah, it's PoE slowly getting the hang of this support business, it seems, in their Zergs, especially when it comes to castles anyway. We'll see if it opens up into the... Oh my god.
There we go. Is that going to be a drop? There is a drop. Banksje goes down.
Just as I was saying, PoE figured out defensives. Elevate.
Figured out the offensives? Yeah, they figured out the offensives, yeah.
Sent a couple members home already.
I mean, we could be honest. Elevate's known how to be offensive for quite a while.
Indeed. Like PoE are only down to 1 or 2 hammers now. Actually, no, I take that back. They got 3 there. They're just getting bopped around there. Looks like another engagement coming in. Some big Calmlands connecting, but PoE going to be soaking up that engagement. No return bomb squad, it seems, over the wall, which quite surprising. How's that western side doing? Another bomb coming in. That's another hammer down. for PoE2 on the eastern side. Ling Wolf
Yeah,
and
the
the boys
western
on the
side's
west.
very, very quiet over here as far as corpses. I don't see any corpses on the western side. They're not really, they're just like tickling the door. I haven't seen like a full attempt to really put hammers on it yet. So
Yep.
I think they're trying to really focus on the eastern door, though. Robin, we've talked about it a few times. It doesn't take much to take down these outer doors. You could really put people on these and just put the support around them to get these doors down. And we've seen it done very fast with the right hammers in place.
For sure, but giving it to PoE here, I mean, Elevate are playing off a load of different rotations of cooldowns, so their support players won't be able to keep up depending how they're playing. I'm not sure what communications they use, if anything, for their support player groups. Sometimes you do see in Zergs that support players will go off on their own and go into a TeamSpeak channel by themselves and organize their rotations of like locusts, enigmatic staffs, and then just have a main caller for that group in the actual shot caller channel, and then following groups like that. But here comes a major bomb over the wall. PoE going to lose some members, but they soak up that engagement pretty well, actually. It's not too shabby from the support players, and I just heard a door go down, and I believe that is going to be the eastern side.
Mm-hmm. It has to be. The western isn't really being touched. And yeah, I'm seeing people walk right through as it looks like Hippity Hippo or Hippity Hop is just walking through with his Juggernaut, just hanging out there with the Juggernaut.
Chilling. He's going to have to go for a reset soon. It's on 1 bar of health left. And he does it right now. There we go. Western side, yes, still Ling Wolf and the boys keeping that gate in check. 64% health still on the western side. Tamashi, though, he's playing it safe. He's going to be rotating up and around. He may go for a surprise bomb on the west. Try and bait out an engagement. Let's see what his game plan is here. Yep, there comes the Night Helm straight out through the doors, trying to catch a group off guard, but they're not going to find anybody, unfortunately. A little bit of miscommunication there, I believe, from the shot caller on the west. There was nobody on the door.
Oh.
Happens.
Practice.
Yeah. Back over to the eastern side. Rotations as well. I don't know if you... Are you bouncing around?
Yeah, I am. I actually just got reports that there's going to be some action with 6 in the next few minutes, so I was just hopping over there to take a look at their bomb squad. I put the name in chat, but we don't have a fight yet. I am, of course, though, bouncing around.
Nice engagement there from PoE. A double engagement, one from the east and then one from Courtyard, actually, catching a couple members of Elevate off guard on the western side here. Here comes the counter, though. That's some longbows. Brimstone's way too late, unfortunately. There was a lot of low health bars there for PoE2. Sun looking for a return engagement onto the tanks that overextended through the doorway. They're going to be fine, though. Enigmatic staff soaking up a lot of that DPS. And the forward hills are there for the boys on the front line. There comes out Bomb Squad again from Courtyard. Like to see it. But I think you can't catch Elevate off like more than once, I don't think. They're pretty switched on, and some big clumps here. Nasty deletion onto that grouping that got clumped with the Camland there. Very nicely done.
They can't afford to make a lot of mistakes with so few members and such high gear. The cost for making mistakes on Elevate, huge.
Indeed. And on the western side, the door is down. Syndic and the boys are over here, just edging his way in to see what's happening. Obviously, on the command man, is going to be able to just take a nice leisurely stroll into the castle with all the guards and everyone attacking it. It's like fleas hitting it. It's not do nothing. Might be a little bit itchy, but hey. Ling Wolf keeping it locked down, though, on the west. Tamashi rotating his group back into the chest room now. And now we're going to see the sandwich start coming in shortly, as PoE2 will be coming in on the eastern side, and then the main PoE blob on the west. Looks like they're going to be focusing, though, on the eastern side. Nice deletion onto a couple frontline tanks of PoE2. Nicely done. That's going to remove some hammers, easing the pressure on the eastern inner door for now. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Interesting. We've got the Based Alliance hanging out outside, and I think they're just scavenging.
They are, yes. I did check to see if they were masked up today. They are, but they're in like rat ZVZ setup, so
Yeah, they're outside this fight currently just trying to cause problems. I don't think they're allied with either, right? They are, or are they friends with Poe at the moment?
I can't remember. I'm not 100%
It's
sure.
so hard to keep track of who's with who.
Yeah. Not 100% sure.
Look, it's a lizard infestation. It looks so
Yes, it is.
funny with the like
Not again.
these lizards just.
And basing Cryon?
Anyway, on the eastern side,
But was that
PoE2
Robin? I
getting
didn't
deleted
quite hear
out.
your response there.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
That's you right there.
Cryon's my man.
And I know.
Best rat on a lizard in the game.
Indeed. No one does it just like him. Tamashi and the boys, though, back into the action. This eastern side slowly edging in once again. Sun finding some hammers. They are going to go for the engagement onto it. Big permafrost. Actually, the Hand of Justice clumping that group up of Sun. No 4 defensives at all. And the Locust is way too late for Sun. It looks like a return engagement is going to come in, but your mum's just going to soak that up. It's going to be fine. No deaths on the return engagement there from PoE2 on the east. And Lingwolf actually came over to the eastern side, so no POV for the west. Another deletion coming in. That's another tank down. PoE are just losing tanks left, right, and center at the moment.
Well, they're not very far away from the Regears, are they? They're pretty close. Oh, actually, no.
They're pretty far.
They're. This is not. This is a strange spot for one of these fights. Usually, these fights have been very close to the cities, or near one of the spawn locations for either side. This is out. This feels like it's out in the middle of nowhere, Robin.
Yeah, it's definitely out in the sticks.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a T5 out in the west where, I mean, whose zone is this? Squad's zone. Okay.
Ooh, Sun. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh
The
dear.
lights
There
went
goes your
out
bomb
for
squad.
Sun, huh? Holy cow.
Well, there goes the sunset. Yikes. Baxter offers rest for the regear. 5 zones to run if they are set in offers rest. I'm not 100% sure PoE would be. I think it would be further afield, so it's another maybe 7 zones for PoE to return. Not 100% sure, but it will be somewhere in that region. So Elevate actually do have the upper hand here in terms of regearing. So see how that affects the fight, because we've seen fights like this go on for, well, we've seen one go on for 2 hours with these two groups going at it, but that was when it was slap bang in the middle of PoE's heartland, where they could just regear, come back instantly, and Elevate still had like 4 maps to run, but they were still returning. Let's see if PoE have the momentum this time to do the same.
Well, I hope they do. Let's see what they do here. I hope we get a nice long fight here.
So there's apparently a group called E-Dating who's just zooming around on lizards. I don't know. I'm following their POV. It's quite funny, but they're not doing much. It's all awkward.
Just viewing,
I mean,
kind of like lurking in the corners instead of coming to CTAs, just hanging out in rooms by themselves with maybe 1, 2 people.
it's a group of 20 actually.
Whoa. I'm not going in that room. That's, jeez.
Yeah. There's a lizard CTA for some reason.
They're just out there combat looting.
Oh boy. I am trying to find where 6 is. They seem to be all loading at the same time.
Can you explain what these guys do? Oh, well, that's engagement, yikes.
Actually, PoE soaking up that engagement. Gucci Banana looking for a return. The cleanses were down. The shields were down for Elevate. Very nicely done once again. And is that Guardian helmets being used there to cleanse as well? I think it was.
Yeah. Robin, do you want to explain when we say defensives and they're dropping their defensives down, what skills are these players using and how do they defend themselves?
So as you see here, the blue beam coming out and then the shields appearing onto multiple different players, that's going to be your enigmatic staff. Basically, what it does is apply shields to multiple different people that's surrounding the target player. So the support player targets Tamashi. Tamashi then walks into a group of his own players. Those players also gain a shield. That's going to soak up a lot of damage. I can't remember that as the exact numbers, but it's quite high. That as well, you're going to have your Judicator armors. Obviously, Tamashi has one on him right here. That's going to be the blue bubbles that appear. That gives you resistance bonuses, and then it also amplifies the healing if you're putting the healing inside of it, and your players are inside of it as well. So healers will look for the Judicator armor bubbles to place their heals down. That's going to be your Fallen Staffs and Nature AoE spells. Then you also have your cleanses. So at the moment, Elevate's actually using some Guardian helmets, something that we kind of really don't see that often in ZVZs, but it seems to be working out pretty well. That's going to be the blue circles on the ground that has it's kind of like it has like symbols inside the blue circle, so it's a little bit
So there's
different.
two different blue circles that people are going to be using. Here's your Judicator circle that comes up and gives everybody the resistances and the heals. Yep, that's what we see there. And up over the top, we saw the Guardian, which had the ring of runes inside of it.
Yes. There it comes. Look at the forward and defensive heals. There's the rune one from the Guardian helmet. The blue bubbles going to be your Judicators as well. There comes the heals as well.
And what about the yellow bubbles? Where are we seeing there?
So those will be your Oathkeepers. It's a Avalonian artifact weapon. Actually got buffed not too long ago. Those will basically, you lay it down as a tank, and anybody that walks through it basically gets a shield as well. And I believe it shields up to either 10 or 20 now. I want to go off and say it's 20 players now after the buff. So it's coming back into meta as well, starting to get picked up by quite a few support players. So,
well, it is a situation with support that the more variety of support that you can put down, the more buffs a player can get, and therefore the more defensive they're going to be in the end. And you can see the effect when you don't get a lot of defensives down.
Indeed, you're gonna. It's the difference between living and
Ludo.
dying.
Yeah, Angry Ludo there didn't get all those defensives, and now he's on the ground for Elevate. That's some 8-3, guys. You can pick it up.
Indeed. Bogul might actually be correct. That blue AoE with the rune symbols, it could be from the maces, because I think they're kind of near enough the same. I want to go out on a limb and say.
Yeah, well, there's two circles. There's the one with the triangle on the inside and the circles, okay? And then there's the other one that has a ring of blue and then has like a ring of runes around the outside of the ring. So there's two separate, there's like 3 different blue circles right now.
Okay, so blue circles equals good, guys. Okay.
Yeah, red circle's bad unless it's a particular healing spell that kind of looks red and green at the same time. There's that one exception.
And it looks like PoE are actually starting to edge their way in on the western side. The counter actually comes in from Elevate, trying to get back into the action here. Now we've explained a little bit for you guys at home to know what you're looking for in terms of defensives. Obviously, you have the Kamama, the big white dome shield surrounding it, also gives defensives as well for the players inside. I think it's a 15 or 25% defensive bonus. Another bomb coming in over to the east. PoE, no defensives, and that's the difference right there. No locusts for the front line. And look at this, PoE trying to find something on the return, and look at the difference in terms of DPS and deaths. There's hardly anything happening to the health bars of your mom. And that's because they're so goddamn good with their support players at the moment. It's actually insane.
And minimally, you at least need to have a Judicator and a Locust and a Fallen all ready to go during these engagements. And Elevate does make a lot more support plays than we see from some other teams. Now, we're starting to see others pick up more support, but support seems to be what's lacking for a lot of these defenders.
Indeed. It's one of those, like, support players, it's probably the most rewarding feeling in a ZVZ.
Really?
Yeah, having that moment where you just saved like 15 to 20 of your guild members because you casted your spell in the right position at the right time on the right players. It feels good. And look at this, PoE 2 just getting demolished on this eastern side time and time again by these engagements from Elevate and the return shieldings. It's just phenomenal to see. There is just body stacks on this eastern side. And if they've been fighting PoE time and time again over the last couple of days with these 8.3 sets, I can kind of see how they've survived so long. Like, this is phenomenal in terms of support playing at the moment. If you're a support player and you're looking for tips, definitely go back, watch, study the VODs, have a peek to see how these guys are performing, where they're positioning themselves. A lot of the time, it's all about positioning and kind of reading the enemy engagement and where it's going to be coming from.
You got to learn how to both read where they're coming from and the order in which you're going to drop your defensives down, because you want to both absorb and then start your heals. It's a combination of getting everything up and being able to absorb multiple waves without having your defensives drop.
Yeah, and your mom can definitely get it up as PoE come in, but the counter comes in instantly as Tamashi was looking for an engagement actually in PoE 2. Once again, coming out worse for wear. PoE, the main Zerg on the west, their DPS is going to reach, but it's not going to do actually anything. Elite guards also causing chaos here for PoE as well. It's not looking good. Is PoE trying to back away here? No, what are PoE 2 doing? What? You don't stack there. You just don't stack there, boys.
Well, they're not stacked. Well, they're still stacked there. They're still stacked there, Robin. They're just, they can't move away now. They're just corpses.
The tanks played that well for PoE 2. They played super aggressive, but unfortunately the DPS just wasn't there. There was a little bit, for a split second, where the health bars were down below half here for your mom, but they were just able to soak it up and just run that over. And now we're seeing the Pest Lizards enjoy the fiesta of loot down there as E-dating. They're getting caught in the crossfire as well, some of them going down as PoE 2 look completely broken on the east. And I believe they're outside of the castle now. Tamashi may even go for a full push here. Maybe even a wraparound and catch PoE main Zerg through Zigzag. I'm not sure. I have to wait and see. Play is crazy battles happening. I guess nothing kicked off with 6.
Yes, there was, but it ended very quickly. They had a bomb squad go off and take a big clap, and then they ran out. Now they're currently heading to their next location, and they expect to get content again, but I don't want to say where they're going.
Okay. And it looks like another counter, another massive deletion outside of the castle on East Little Door. And I thought PoE main Zerg was going to come through Zigzag. I did see their name tags pop up when Tamashi was scouting them, but it looks like that didn't happen. The second wave on the west keeping those boys preoccupied, and PoE 2 are just getting smashed and dashed at the moment. I'm loving the combat looters. Like, God bless you. Like, Tamashi and the boys aren't going to let them get away too easily, though, with an engagement coming onto them. That's how confident Elevate is at the moment. They're using cooldown engagement. They're using their ease to kill combat looters instead of focusing on PoE that are just outside the door. Cluster Q as well, not activated anymore. That gives you a sense of how many people have died so far in the ZPC.
Wow. Bogul, do you want to do a little bit of free cam just so you can see the amount of corpses that are lying out in front here? Actually, Tamashi's going to give us a nice little view. Okay, thank you, Tamashi. Going to run us out here so we can see these piles that have stacked up in the center. Not a bad pile of corpses.
Not bad at all. And this is way past timer now. Elevate actually securing objective here, as well as so far the ZVZ. Timer popped 7 minutes ago. Season points going in favor of Elevate, even though they're not really after them. They're here for the action. They're here for the fight. They're here to try and lose their 8.3 cents.
Well, they're trying really hard, but no matter how many times they throw out these engagements towards PoE and PoE 2, just doesn't seem like they can lose enough.
Cluster Q's back to being activated once again here in Highstone Meadow. Surprised no one's turned up for three-way. Six or
Well, this is
SMA
out in the middle
normally
of nowhere.
adventures down.
Yeah,
No,
but this
they're
is...
pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps. Looks like it's going to be a bomb into Courtyard. EQMS getting demolished here. And so are Hammer and Sickle. EQMS though looking for a return engagement. They do find the snare charge as a wild tank looks for the engagement. EQMS dropping their DPS. A nice soak of support players coming in and heals down for the front lines of Elevate. And the second wave actually soaking up the engagement from PoE 2 from East Little Door at the same time. Now Tamashi should have cooldowns pretty soon to catch this group of PoE 2 on the East Little Door, and there they go, smoked on the choke. And Tamashi's back into the chest room, resetting the cooldowns. PoE 2 trying to catch some stragglers here. Dungeon Realms popping his Cleric Cow into safety. He's going to be A-okay. Like Tamashi's going to go for an old reach
So
around.
over in
maybe
Sandmount
go for
Ascent, we just talked about Sandmount Ascent. Sandmount Ascent, we have 6 and SMA. So we were talking about, you know, that they're a little ways away. I don't think they're going to be able to get here for a 3-way, as you have 6 inside the castle and SMA. Oh, sorry, reverse that. SMA in the castle and 6 outside. And it looks like they're taking down a hideout's shield over here at the top of SMA. And I'm going to take a look and see who it is.
I believe it's Zulu Alliance final shield, so they are getting evicted. Yeah, Legion of
Yep.
Broccoli. Yeah.
32% left. Final shield. Nobody seems to be coming to save it. A Legion of Broccoli, former member of 6, just like a week ago.
Yep.
Now member of 9, I believe.
No, a member of Zulu.
Oh, they're in Zoo. Okay. All right.
It says on the alliance deck.
Yeah, I didn't click on that.
I didn't want to go there, Bogul. You know, I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm trying to go with what happened like 4 days ago. Things change, guys.
it does indeed. There was also a hideout under construction in that zone as well by the 6 Alliance, and that seems to have been demolished by SMA.
Okay.
I think it was tucked away up in the northeast corner. I was going off second monitor. It's kind of a bit squinty for me, but I think it did go down.
You're getting old, Robin.
Yeah, I
Getting
know.
old.
Let's get on.
How many pairs of glasses you got now?
Just the one for the time
Okay,
being. I
okay,
do
okay.
need another pair, though, I think.
It happens quick. It happens quick.
It does.
I used to be able to see out of these eyes. They were such good eyes.
Oh, here we go, though. Elevate looking a little bit worse for wear in that position, but a lot of supports coming down. Shields are getting applied. The white bars there are going to be the shields. And it looks like only one member of Elevate going down on the counter engagement. Tamashi's looking for his next wave. Could be Courtyard, it could be West, or it just could be back onto PoE 2 on the East. I think this is going to go on for a while here, Shozen. It's already been 30 minutes because Tamashi's food's about to run out. And he doesn't have another one.
But we have, about 15 minutes that we can do here until we have to go. So we can watch a bit more of this. We don't have to, you know, go away right now. But I imagine this fight will be going on after we have to leave.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Though I would love to stick it to the end here. Maybe just maybe. Elevate,
see what
go
we can
crazy and push out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see them, like, throw away their stuff, honestly, because I'd rather they, you know, have as much fun during this event for themselves as they can. I don't, you know, ever suggest that anybody ints gear, especially not 8-3. So if this is what they want to do, have all the fun in the world doing it. Stay as long as PoE 2 will continue throwing dudes at your wall.
Yeah, and just for context at home for the audience, maybe some new players are wondering, just on Tamashi alone, the Soul Scythe estimated market value coming at 7 million silver. The Judicator armor piece is 5 million silver, and then the boots and the helmet combined is another 1.5. The cape is another 1.5. Bogul's bag is another 3 million, and the mount is another 3 million. So, just to put some context in value, that's just on Tamashii alone, and about 85% of the Zerg are all in 8.3 as well.
Bogul, is the money before one of your alts?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sad.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
hoping that we'll run across like a real Bogul bag in the world.
But knowing how it goes, you know, if there's money B4, there's probably also money
Look at
B3,
this.
B2, B1.
Dell's getting
A1.
kidnapped.
Hmm.
Dell's dead.
Dell got kidnapped. Oh my god.
How?
What is,
Do they have
he
a
was just
this
standing
is-
around.
So this is what both of them are doing, though. Is they're both. So the current meta right now in these EVZs, when there's a stalemate like this, is to try to find shot callers and tanks and pull them out and flick them and isolate them and really try to kill that one individual player. And just the other day, we had some members of PoE2 talking about how that's what they were stuck doing because the disarray was so large against them versus Elevate, and the only thing they could pull off was grabbing and killing individuals. Now we're seeing it getting turned around on them.
I know it's being used, but it wasn't used then. It was just Dell being
Really? It was-
bad
that was
on his
just Dell?
positioning. Literally,
Bad position?
he walked up like I think he
Ah.
forgot he wasn't on a command mammoth, and he just strode into the castle. Well, what we just heard there is the crashing of overcharge. That
Uh-oh.
means the food is also gone.
No, these guys can't overcharge their 8-3 like that. Don't do that. Why?
Here
Okay,
we go.
speaking of, we have another fight over here up on SMA on 6. I'm on Macau now. They're engaging into the courtyard in SMA.
Alrighty, we'll hop onto that. Let us know. Oh, actually, I'll keep an eye on second monitor for the Tamashii fight.
Yeah, they just pulled back just now after the first engagement. It did look like 6 had the advantage here, but SMA did very well, and it looks like they're trying to come over the top out of the eastern door.
I
can't see.
Not
Yeah.
100% sure. 6
Yeah, I can't see.
do have the castle surrounded. None of the
Let me go
doors
check
are
SMA.
down here. Not yet, anyway. The
It's
western
Paul.
little one will go down soon, though.
Yeah, we have its pull up also here from a different cloth on the western wall, right near the western door, with Astorius from Hammerfall, one of your other favorite tanks over here, hammering away. Why this game out here in the race car? So a bunch of names we remember and recognize.
Indeed. Like they just killed a hammer on the western little door. I wonder how its pull-up is going to play this. There's a lot of battle mounts here as well. Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of battle mounts over here. We're seeing more and more recently. It
Do you
seems
wanna
like
watch?
there's been a pickup.
From its pull-ups perspective, because it's inside and you can kind of see more.
Yeah, he's kind of on the top of the wall, and that's where I've been keeping track of for now. And he keeps going between the two doors, so you get a good perspective of where the action is.
And just to give you an update, Elevate and your mom just killed another shot caller for PoE2. Gucci Banana hitting the ground.
Oh.
Limestone Meadow. I don't know
Oh.
who left shot calling now for PoE2 on the east.
The local chat is just ridiculous now in this zone, and it's tamer than we've seen usually, but right now they're definitely going at each other. Losing 2 shot callers from polls like that is just ridiculous. Now they're literally asking who's calling now.
Love it.
Like, are they going to really tell them though? Would you tell Elevate who your 4th shot caller is?
At this point in time, no. Oh dear. Yeah, local chat's going at it. They're having fun.
Mhm.
A little bit quiet though in San Ascent in terms of attacks, bombs, and the Malark.
Very late into our show for content, honestly. We have I'm happy to see 3 hammers at the door. The door just went down in the courtyard, so we're going to see some movement, perhaps, maybe a push. SMA is falling back right now into the second set of doors here. They're going into the chest room now to prepare to shoot over the top and maybe hit Zig.
Yeah, west little door down. Disarray debuff. Do you have what's 6's disarray debuff here? Because on SMA it's a level 37 disarray.
Yeah, I'll go get a 6 guy. Give me a second.
Ready. It's pull up rotating to the east little door here. It's like it's going to be a push outwards. A little bit of a ballsy play. No counter really to punish that play.
On 6. 52 on 6.
That's a yikers.
It's an arch level. Wow.
And also in favor of 6. This is their homeland. These guilds have hideouts in this zone, so returning will be super easy for 6.
But SMA wants to take SMA. That's the entire reason for their existence, is to take back this zone from the evil 6 empire. In their perspective. I'm not saying they're evil. They are saying they're evil. You know how it is.
Yeah. Bit of a whiffed engagement there from SMA. Kind of seemed like DPS didn't really know where to shoot their spells. Some went for the west little door, some went for towards the courtyard. Like it's going to be a counter bomb squad from Clubhouse over the western side, just on the corner of our screen. Hammerfall losing a couple tanks on that engagement. It's pull up looking to use his set of cooldowns very shortly. No, he's just going to back it up. So not a frequent set of attack, it seems like, with the SMA, compared to like Elevate, where we see them constantly rotate their cooldowns to keep the pressure applied. It looks like SMA playing a little bit more chilled. And I mean, 6 are playing super scared at the moment in terms of pushing inside the castle. Back on to Mashi, what is happening over here? It looks like a couple more deletions on the east. Like PoE are once again trying to engage on the western side, getting some hammers finally on that western inner door. 49% for that western inner door. The eastern inner door is down, so finally we may see a full-blown sandwich soon enough from PoE.
Okay. Really? You're talking about PoE down here actually doing something? I'm hearing they have no shot caller and yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
They're working on re-gears right now. And if you watch, I would hop off of Tamashi and just watch, from a slightly pushback perspective. And there does seem to be a change to the flow of what we're seeing from PoE here. Fewer people going towards the wall and a lot of people kind of standing around in the zigzag area. Just very dangerous spots to be. Then to trying to get his guys together from, PoE 1 Prime. Maybe they will make a decent push.
Yeah, I reckon they're waiting for this gate to go down and then we're going to see the action unfold.
Yeah.
See how it goes. Elevate haven't actually lost that many.
No, they haven't. I think they've lost like a handful, maybe 4 or 5. I wouldn't want to venture how many PoE and PoE 2 have lost.
Yeah, the battle board's going to be quite juicy, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, let's also look at it from their perspective. I want to give PoE a bit of credit here. They are fighting against the disarray, and they are fighting against a gear advantage, and they're fighting against an elite group with some newer members as well. So they're just not quite as skilled. They're fighting with larger numbers into defensive positions, and the other team has much better gear on right now. So there's a number of things that are fighting against PoE in this position.
Say they're fighting against disarray?
Yeah, don't they have a greater number than Elevate right now?
Yeah, only by like 4 to 5%.
No, that's nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
they
it's one
split
of the
their
things that
Zerg, so
they've asked me to,
Oh my God.
like be a little bit more cognizant of the fact that they're often going up against the disarray when facing off against Elevate. But
I would give it to them if they weren't PoE and PoE 2.
yeah,
I
mean,
would give them that. If they were the 6 Alliance, I would give them that. If they were the 9 Alliance, I would give them that. If they were the SMA Alliance, I would give them that. But they're not. They're PoE and they're PoE 2. They're split and they're abusing
They have
disarray.
PoE 2, PoE KR, PoE ZVX, PoE how you doing, PoE your mom. They've got enough PoE to get around, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and trying to for them to try and claim that, I think is a bit.
I just heard something hilarious. You know how we see all these rats on lizards?
Yeah.
Apparently they're getting queued out. Yeah, nice to hear. I love hearing it. Thanks, guys.
Well, 6 Alliance back into some extent. It's Pull Up and the boys of SMA are giving them a seeing to the old. It seems like the old Elevate treatment. If anything, this eastern side is getting filled up with corpses on that lower level SMA, and it's Pull Up doing well to defend. These inner doors, though, are starting to get hammered away as 6 Alliance have broken western inner door. This eastern inner door is starting to get hammered. There's no Calman, no follow-up, though, unfortunately, from the 6 Alliance on that one. And who do you reckon finishes the castle fight before? Like, is it going to be PoE or is it going to be 6 Alliance? What do you
Well, I
reckon?
see the 6 Alliance being able to have a better shot of finishing off SMA than I think PoE has of finishing off your mom.
I think so as well, to be honest.
I just think the ability to respawn here, they could literally just throw people at this wall, take down 10, do it again. Take down 10, do it again. Unfortunately, what it looks like right now is that they were watching some old videos from, what was that guy's name who used to have the ladder?
He who cannot be named.
Yeah, that guy. Well, I'm pretty sure we could talk about him now. He's been gone a while. But yeah, he used to have a ladder, and he would kill people against the wall of castles outside for seemingly no reason. And that's what I'm seeing here right now from the 6 Alliance. Just a lot of corpses against the wall.
Yeah, some very nice defensives there, actually, from its pull-up. It could have been a mistake dragging that Calman back towards the Zerg a little bit, but the Adjudicators and the Cleanse was down. Nicely done there from the SMA boys. Like 6... Still looking to edge in. Got 2 Juggernauts on the eastern side. So they're definitely not short for battle mounts, that's for sure. Got a Bastion on the west. I believe a Command man with a lot more dead bodies hitting the ground here on the western side. With Pull Up and the boys sending more back to hideout. Have a Behemoth here on the western side as well. So 6 are stacked up in terms of battle mounts compared to the SMA boys that have 1 or 2 Bastions, shall I say. That's
one of those being run by why this game, running around.
I got debated by the fake.
That's an owl.
Yeah, I got debated.
It's okay. It's okay. I've made worse mistakes. Trust. You've seen them. Oh man, I just don't know what's going on here, man. They're not playing up to what we've seen in the past, unless we're actually just seeing the SMA is playing very, very well. Now, SMA does have some wily vets are in it. I'm pretty sure that this different cloth is full of old school players. And when I say old school, I'm talking about before the game launched players with tons of experience rejoining up with this group. It's I don't want to call it a hype guild because I didn't hear about it before it formed. Mm-hmm. But very good players in that group. And I think that's probably what we're seeing against the 6 Alliance rather than any mistakes being made by 6. It's just that there's some very good players that they're facing off against. They're getting their defensives down. They're having really good offensive rotations, and they're catching some decent-sized clumps.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just constantly wave after wave hitting this western side at the moment. 6 are just standing there. Their battle mounts are trying to counter these engagements time and time again. But I think we're going to see a sandwich. Actually, no, I thought this eastern door was about to fall, but it's still on 100%. So no sandwich coming in from 6, unless they're just going to push the western side. A bomb squad attempt over the top. But look at that defensive double locust down for SMA. followed up by the hills. The counter a little bit too slow. They may find a grouping though on
this
the
done?
return.
Head over to Tamashi. Is this done?
Did we miss it?
Well, they're
Tamashi's running
mounted
out of
up
the
and
castle.
going away.
Yeah, PoE's gone.
Let me look where Syndic went. Yeah, he's out of there.
Yeah.
Done.
And that's done. So we were wrong. Thank you, Internet. We appreciate it every time you correct us. Gucci Banana did make it back to the fight, though.
Congratulations.
Just in time to swear into the wind.
Back onto its pull-up. SMA versus Six Alliance to finish out the show. We got, what, 2 minutes left?
Yeah, we have to get out of here pretty soon. About 2 to 5 minutes is really all we have.
Yeah, let's see if the Six Alliance will push in all the way into chest room from the western side, or if they're just going to carry on getting pummeled by SMA. Another engagement on the eastern side. The eastern door is down. This could be an opening here for the Six Alliance if they're going to get those members from the eastern side up into position in time before SMA realizes and they retreat into the Lord Room, because the western side looks like the push is coming in. Hammerfall is indeed falling though on the west, and now we're seeing the push from the eastern side. Six are pushing in, but it's not going to be enough. Boys, sandwich, come on, Subway. The SMA are legit being the meat of the sandwich at the moment. SMA are just spreading the butter, and that's going to be the DPS. The DPS are just it's just spreading onto the bread at the moment, and Six are just standing around. What are you doing, boys? The gates are down. Push in. We want to see death. We haven't got long left. Let's go. Let's wrap it up. Look at this. SMA already positioning themselves back into the Lord Room here. So they're not going to be that impacted by a sandwich. But battle mounts are going to come into a league of their own here. Three behemoths for the Six Alliance, a Juggernaut and a Bastion on the western side. Gonna cause some issues here for an engagement. And look at this suck from the Juggernaut. Six, are you going to capitalize on that engagement, that opening here? I mean, 1 or 2 members of SMA going to go down. Now we're going to see the full-blown push on the western side. The count-9 connecting, the knockups in, the blazing just out in front, missing the clump. But a lot of members of Six going to hit the ground there. Very nicely done by SMA. And no play from the eastern side, because I think they're getting locked in place by the second group of SMA here on the eastern side. Another push coming in. The Juggernaut on the west. It looks like its pull-ups getting the call that they need reinforcements on the east. Very nicely done with the defensive soul scythe there from the Six Alliance. It's not going to stop the push though. The Camlands connecting. Not going to find many clumps though. A little bit deep. The push here. Not many people falling. But no punishment from the western side. The Juggernauts are in play. But Six just aren't capitalizing on some of these ballsy plays from SMA here. SMA getting pushed out. Like they're pushing out deep on the east. And there's no punishment from the western side. It's Pull Up and the boys are just feasting at the moment. Big Brimstone connecting, defensives instantly down, the front lines taking a pounding. SMA looking for a return engagement on the western side. Some big clumps coming in. The blazing once again a little bit misplacement. Actually, that Calman dragged it right in, but just coming to its end of its lifespan there, unfortunately. The interesting one. That's a nice deletion finally from the Six on this eastern side. Are we going to see a return engagement? Is anything going to come of it? It's Pull Up and the boys are getting trapped here. The Juggernaut just sucking them in on the gate. And the ice just raining down on top. Camlan after Camlan, Brimstone after Brimstone, knock up into the armor pierce. It's Pull Up and the boys. They notice they may have just overextended their welcome here a little bit too much in Sandmount Ascent today. As could be the final legs here. As the castle or the Lord Room doors will start getting hammered shortly. On the eastern side, they already started getting whacked. I can't see SMA pushing out of this and surviving.
it took a long time here, Robin, and they really have, how do I say, it's been a grind, and there's been a lot of grinding done by SMA, but it looks like they've run out of steam here, and it's going to be a surround, pound, and downed.
Yeah, I gotta say, fantastic missionary work from whoever built this castle, supporting so many battle mounts here in the transfer room. We're talking 2 command mammoths, I think 3 juggernauts, 4 behemoths, 2 bastions, and a beetle.
2 beetles.
2 beetles, and the castle's still holding on strong.
It's some amazing, masterful masonry.
Oh boy. Talking about holding on strong though, SMA not looking that strong anymore. A nice deletion here as the range DPS coming into a world of its own now. Going to be reaching just behind that stone pillar. And it's pull up in the boys looking a little bit shaky. They could make the play here and just push out one side. But, I mean, these battle mats are in position to just suck up any engagement. The Juggernauts on each door. So as soon as SMA make a play for a door, they just get sucked in and it's cancelled. And then they just get engulfed. This is insane. This is a zoo.
This is awesome, honestly. I love seeing this. We have seen few battle mounts up until recently. It was like we went through a period where battle mounts were just kind of few and far between. We saw a lot of the big groups not even bringing them to ZVZs. We saw Syndic off his battle mammoth for a while.
Yep.
Now it's
PoE callers off their battle mounts.
Yeah, right. And now it's a menagerie.
Yep.
Right
and
here
now,
with 6.
Now it's all over. 6 Alliance broken through. It's, oh god, like a scene out of Jumanji with all these animals running through this room. And there it goes. SMA gonna be just rained down upon. They were looking for a counter engagement from the wolves, but this is way too many to handle. And the battle mount's causing chaos. They may find a clump in here, but no enigmatic staff is down for 6. And here we go. What a very, very interesting war report for sure. Some very juicy castle sieges happening for the audience at home and for us to spectate. So thank you very much for all the guilds involved. Kamashi and the boys, their 8.3 lives to see another ZVZ. So hopefully we may see it tomorrow for the next war report. But we got to head out of here. We have another show coming up shortly, and we're on a 15-minute delay, so that needs to catch up. What do we have coming up next?
We have the AO Daily Show, where we'll be going over news and events from the community of Albion Online and anything we haven't covered last week, because there was so much news last week. We have stuff we still need to go over. I believe there is an NDA patch notes that we need to go over and talk about what's coming up next, and a few other things as well. And then we have 5v5 crystals at the end of the day. It's the last Tuesday before the end of the season. Players are trying to get all the crystals in they can to qualify for the Crystal League Championship. Should be a good night tonight.
Yeah, this week is going to be insane for crystals. All these different guilds trying to get their final rankings in place. A lot of 20 versus 20 action teams like just popping out of nowhere because it's pretty much easy points at the moment. 5v5s as well. The big boys are out and about, falling into different guilds that paid them to Merc, try and get them the placements that they were looking for. So I'm looking forward definitely to the final weekend this weekend coming up. The final 20 versus 20s, level 6 and 7s, I believe. And also the finals with levels. What is the finals this Saturday for 5v5s?
8 and 9.
Just 8 and 9?
This Saturday is 4, 5, 6, and then on Sunday we have 8 and 9.
Okay.
There's no 7s this weekend.
Okay. All right, but still the big boy matches.
Mm-hmm. And then the following weekend is the Crystal League Championship, where the 8 best 5v5 teams in all of Albion Online will vie for incredible prizes, including a saber-tooth Rex, correct?
I believe so. I think
Bogul?
It's that one.
Yes,
Bogul?
yes, that's
You're the
right.
skin guy.
I'm always going to you with prizes.
No, saber-tooth tiger.
Saber-tooth tiger. Yeah, sorry. Saber-tooth Rex was the old one. Now it's a saber-tooth tiger and a white tiger for number 2.
Yes.
All right. See, this is why we go to Bogul. He knows which ones are up for grabs and how much they're worth. How much are those 2 mounts worth, Bogul?
Tiger, probably a good billion or two. And the white tiger as well. Similar levels.
So they're both going for about the same level. The
I mean,
saber-tooth is a little bit rarer, and the white tiger, people love it. So
yes. But I mean, with the tournament, there's new ones coming in, right? So the price is going down a little bit, but still, 1, 2, 3 billion, probably.
You know, pocket change for some. But
we had a sub. I want to thank Garoin EX. Thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. Again, though, I just want to remind everybody you don't need to sub. All of the benefits of subbing are available free to all of you. If you want emotes, you can just use the energy that you get simply by watching, but to go and buy them. And you can use them every day. I pretty much buy my emotes every day. I love a good fancy F and a good mammoth kill myself. But thank you for the sub. We do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you indeed. Alrighty, let's wrap it up and get out of here. I guess I can do my spiel. If you want to check out any of our past shows, you can do on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/AlbionTV, where you can find it all the 5v5 20 versus 20 Crystal League coverage, along with the war reports and Invasion Day battles. We have the Hellgate Showcase, along with the feedback loops. We've got the daily shows and interviews. But maybe if you're looking to listen to our interviews in a different format, say MP3, on the way to work, on the way home from work, on the way to school, they can do, can't they, Shozen?
Yeah, you certainly can. You can check out soundcloud.com/AlbionTV, or any place you listen to podcasts simply by typing in Albion TV into your search bar. If you do that, you'll be greeted with over 100 interviews featuring some of the most interesting and charismatic individuals in all of Albion Online, including some members of the Sandbox interactive development team. So if you're interested in how the game was made, what's going on behind the scenes, the politics, or the histories of Albion, check out soundcloud.com/AlbionTV.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's been a glorious war report. Stick around for the daily show coming up very soon. Until then, adios.